What's up, everybody? It's Rob Lawrence from VRA Realty Alliance LLC, and I'm here to tell you about how long it takes the average person to buy a house. From the idea of I want to buy a house to you're moving in your couch. Okay, let's get into it. So it's actually probably a lot longer than you think, because buying a house is a complicated process. You know when you see everybody celebrating online and they're like clapping and cheering, and it's like, why is everybody so excited? They just bought a house. Everybody buys a house. Well, it's kind of because it's a really big accomplishment. And like anything big, it takes time to do it right and to get it done. Now, that being said, some people do it very fast. I just had some buyers, they basically reached out to me, I showed them the first house, and now they're under contract and they're closing in 40 days. So, that can happen, but for most people, it takes some time. And even those people that just saw one house, made an offer, and now are getting under contract, they actually were working with a different realtor before, had been looking for a little while, and put their search on pause because of some job situations and saving some money. So it's always a journey to get through this, even if the process itself seems to go fast. So let's talk about that. So the average time it takes to close on a house is around 35 days. I would say 30 to 45 days is pretty common. I've had them go as long as 3 months. Sometimes it's been 5 months, but from the time that they closed till they got in the house, it's because of a lease back or something else like that. And I guess I should probably do a video on lease backs, but there's a ton of time that can go into this, and that's the average person when they start looking for a house from the time they get under contract to the house they're going to buy is 4.5 months. So that's a pretty long process in itself. Okay, so you start adding this up, and you can see how it starts adding up quickly, right? So we're already at, let's say, a month and a half to close and 4.5 months to look. That's 6 months right there. But there's stuff that goes before that, right? When you decide, hey, I'm going to buy a house. Well, how much money do you need? How long did it take you to save your down payment? And then the other thing is you need usually an income with a job to qualify. So it's like you've kind of been working your whole life to get a job so that you can have enough income to qualify to buy a house. It's kind of crazy when you think about it as a first-time home buyer. But there's a ton that goes into this journey, and it's a really cool accomplishment when it's done. So saving up money, let's talk about that. How much money do you need? Well, a lot of times people think you need 20% down, and it is great to have 20% down, but sometimes that's not achievable for everybody to save 20% in a reasonable amount of time. And it is somewhat important to get a home because it's such a great wealth building tool. So 10% is actually a great target. If you can hit 10%, that's awesome. I also have some things about programs that they have in the state that help you. One's giving 5% towards the house, which is pretty incredible. Anyway, there's a lot you can do and a lot you can look at. But the other thing to think about is you also have closing costs, which usually in Pennsylvania average about 4% of the price of the house. Long story short, the average buyer takes 18 months from the time they decide to buy a house to the time they're moving in their couch. And when you think about that, that's a pretty long time. And I think buyers can tend to get overwhelmed by this process, but I think the thing to remember is it is a journey. So I tell that to people all the time, hey, don't worry if you don't know exactly what you want at the start of this journey. It's going to be a process. You're going to check out different areas, not like them. You're going to think you want to afford one thing, maybe you want to afford another thing. You think you like one type of house, you find out you don't. Or you might move into a house you said you'd never move into for reasons you thought you'd never experience. So it really is a big journey. And me as a realtor, the important thing is I have to be patient and take people through that journey. Have the heart of a teacher. I'm a Dave Ramsey trusted pro. Yeah, it's just important to understand why it's going to take so long, but it's worth it. Because once you're done, you've got that house that you're going to live in and enjoy, good times with the fam, whatever it is, Hope that's helpful in explaining what you should expect when you decide you're going to start buying a home and understand what you're getting into, because it's probably 4.5 months of looking, maybe a month and a half under contract, and there's 6 months right there. And what if the first house you buy doesn't work out? Because that does happen sometimes. Maybe you fail on inspections, maybe it doesn't appraise, maybe you don't get financing. Whatever it is can delay the process. So understand that this is a long journey. For most people, it can go faster, but it can take a lot of time. So anyway, I always try to move at your speed and help you with that, but I don't like to rush people, and I feel like people feel a rush in the process. So it's important to understand 18 months is fine. All right. Thanks for checking out my channel, guys. Please like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. I crave subscribers like a vampire craves blood, so I'm really trying to grow my channel. Thank you guys so much. Bye.